All right, welcome everybody to the iNRS All-Star Race here at North Wilkesboro. Thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. I'm Rick Souza here in the broadcast booth tonight, my co-broadcaster, Jeff Needy, and we are looking forward to an event here for this series. Jeff, we've watched these guys all season long here, and now we're not competing for points. This is for cash.
This is cash and bragging rights. That's right. The anytime you get the All-Star race, it's about one thing. That's money. No points, no stats, nothing like that. These guys are just going for the dough.
Well, this is a great track. This is one of those classic NASCAR tracks that was kind of brought back to life.
Yeah, it's an amazing facility now. I'm dying to get down there and see it in person. But just from watching it on TV and on iRacing, what they've done to this, and a lot of kudos go out to Dale Jr. and all the guys that got involved. Marcus for, putting up the money behind it and a lot of the vision. And they've just done so many great things with this track. We get a preview tonight of what we get to watch on TV on Sunday.
That's right, because this league kind of follows hand in glove with the regular Cup season. They run the same amount of races. We just get to see it on Thursday nights before the actual Cup race.
Yeah, I love that preview, and this is a great track. It's got elevation changes at both ends, and that's what North Wilkesboro is all about. Once run down on the verge of destruction, I mean, this place was the pits. If you've watched any of the videos about how they revitalized it, now hosts races in the truck and the Cup Series. Coming off turn 4, it's kind of a downhill ride into 1 and 2, and then off turn 2, you have a little bit of an uphill to 3 and 4. And I'll tell you what, the corners are tricky on this. I ran it today, probably 20 or 30 laps, just to see what these guys are going to be facing tonight. And man, it was like driving on ice with the iRacing setup. It was wicked. I just could not get the hang of it. And then I decided to go in and try to run it with these guys, the setup that they've come up with for tonight. And it was much, much better. So somebody knew what they were doing and putting this setup together for these guys. It makes it tolerable, but this track is still extremely tricky.
Yeah, you've really got to nail your corner entries and exits, and you'll have a great lap, but if you miss it, you're toast.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a short track. I mean, it's only a half mile.
Yeah, and that doesn't help when if you have to go to pit road for damage or something like that. All of a sudden, you're going multiple laps down in a hurry. No fast repairs this week. And that's going to be a challenge tonight, I think.
Yeah, because this league typically runs one quick repair so that, like you can imagine, if you get into a wreck or your car's got some damage, with a quick repair, you basically get a brand new car and out you go. Not tonight. Pretty much you've got to keep it together, keep yourself out of trouble, or you're going to be eliminated.
Boy, that's for sure. You're going to see the pack stretched out quite a bit tonight. We're watching them in practice, and even with no other cars, you see these guys spinning out in turns. If you give it too much brake going into the corner, the back end's going to come around on you. If you get back to the gas too soon, before you got that steering wheel almost straight, then that back end's going to come around again. And boy, with these next-gen cars, once that back end skips out, it's almost impossible to get it back.
Well, and you'll see that particularly here, coming the transition out of 3 and then 4 and then back to 1, because you absolutely want to get on the gas. The biggest mistake people make is just getting on a little bit too soon with too much power. Yep. So easy to break traction, and unfortunately that will certainly complicate your race as you wind up sideways into 1.
That's true. And another thing to remember on a short track like this, the gearing is a much higher gear ratio, which means even in 4th gear, I was running my laps in 4th gear. And even in 4th gear, if I stomped it, I would break the back end loose. Yep. And so you got to be gentle on that throttle. You want to get back to it quick, but like you said, don't get it too quick.
Absolutely. So for this all-star race, really, as you said earlier, it all matters for one thing. There's money. There's
Yep.
$250 that goes to the winner. There's no points, no stats, no other track to take notes to compare. This race is all about that checkered flag and the bucks. And also, they're only getting, and we'll go through the race up, they only get one set of tires in the pits. So you've really got to know when to put that set on.
Boy, that's for sure. You know, the mathematician in my head says, well, you do it at halfway, do it at 50 laps. But that's not necessarily the case. If they have a lot of cautions at the beginning, those tires are going to last longer. If they run green the whole way, which on a track like this is doubtful, the tires will wear much faster. So it's going to take a driver paying attention to how much wear he's putting on his tires and being able to feel that car and how it changes as those tires wear.
Well, their practice session has pretty much come to an end. They'll go immediately into qualifying. We do have approximately 29 entries tonight, and they will go into qualifying. Everybody will qualify. They'll do single car qualifying. That won't take long. It's 2 laps, half-mile track. So while they're doing the qualifying, let's cover the race info for today.
Yeah, single car qualifying, like you just mentioned, Rick. And once we get the qualifying done, we'll have just a little bit of a break and get guys lined up for that heat race. We're going to have 2 heat races tonight, 2 25-lap races, and the top 10 from each race advance on into the All-Star big race.
The last chance qualifying, the next one, there'll be a 15-lap last chance qualifying. The top 5 from that then move on to the All-Star race.
There we're going to have a 100-lap feature, and they're going to put a competition caution at lap 50. And that's where a lot of guys may take that set of tires then, but we'll just have to wait and see on that. We mentioned earlier no fast repair, and just like you mentioned, Rick, that winner walks away with 250 big ones.
Well, one of the points to notice here is that the ambient air temperature is 83 degrees, but the temperature trackside on that old asphalt, now this is the old surface, is 131 degrees.
Ooh, that's going to make that slick, isn't it?
It sure is. That's going to be a very slick track.
Well, that'll make it fun for the viewers. We'll see a lot of action, I think.
Yep, absolutely. So this is an admin managed race. So cautions may or may not fly depending on how the admins decide to throw them. So we'll see how it all goes. Again, that's the format. A couple drivers to keep an eye on. The Jordan and Jordan show. That's Jordan Booth and Jordan Wenzel. These two have pretty much been stellar all season long. Jordan Booth is pretty much at this time the best driver in the field at the moment. But these two guys on any given Sunday could be the winner.
That's right. Jordan Wenzel's the reigning All-Star winner, but this is shaping up to be a big battle between these two guys tonight. Look for both of these guys to be up front most of the evening. And don't worry, they're not afraid of using any means necessary to get to the front should they have to. If somebody has a little problem, bad pit stop or spins in a corner or gets spun, they're not afraid to use the chrome horn to make their way back to the front.
Yep, absolutely. And then, again, no points. You can't ruin someone's season by knocking them out. It's all about the money. And, that kind of plays a different mentality.
Yeah, it really does. And one thing Jordan Booth does not have going for him is friends. So he made some post-race comments, and it seems like he may have ticked off a few brothers to the north, along with a few others. And like you said, with nothing but money on the line, does the 41 get knocked down a peg or two, or does he continue to dominate?
Also, keep an eye on Tyler Lem. He was Tuesday night's Truck Series winner. So he's looking to repeat here in North Wilkesboro. Alex Forget, one of our Canadians in this league, was also another driver to watch, as well as Travis Bennett.
Yeah, so I think we have a lot of good battles shaping up tonight. A lot of rivalries here with these guys. Darlington showed us there was no shortage of tempers We had a relatively calm stretch of races. Eric Jeffers was far from happy with Jordan Wenzel after the Darlington race. After Jeffers battled for laps to pass Wenzel, who was on old tires, and then contact off turn 4 left that number 12 destroyed and out of contention.
All right, looks like qualifying is getting close to wrapping up. And let's see if we can bring up some times here. Yep, and well, good showing by Jacob Musso in the 25. He's put himself up there in second, and Jordan Booth not far behind there in fourth. Vince Burns, great time as well.
Yeah, guys are running good times tonight. This track is going to be slicker than when I ran it today. It was nice and cool when I ran laps on it, and boy, that just makes it so much easier to drive. These guys are going to have their hands full tonight, and these times show it. They're probably a second to second and a half slower than what times are on a cool track. So just, again, got to be gentle with that throttle. Got to be careful.
Well, bear with us, folks. Also, this is a heat race, so there's a lot of different the way this will set up. All right, so we got the first 15. Let's see if we can bring up a grid. Okay, there we go. The grid's up.
All right, there on the pole, Jordan Wenzel in that 81 car, Vince Burns alongside him in the 55. In third place, Brenton Hayes, starting outside second row, Travis Bennett in fourth. Alex Murphy is in fifth. Simon Madgen is in sixth position. Vern Brodbeck in seventh. Cody Graham in eighth. Joe Musow in ninth, and Ty Bostic in 10th. We run with Ty in another league. Mike Wheel in 11th, and Martin Pinnell in 12th.
All right, in 13th, you've got Ron Fitting. 14th is Alex Forget-Berube. And Austin Walton wraps up this first. This is the first heat race. And so we'll have 15 entries in the first heat race. We'll see 14 in race number 2. So we'll wait for, there's about 25 laps. But right now, there is time before these guys will grid up. Once they do, here we go.
Yeah. Yep, they'll do will they do 1 lap or 2 laps behind the caution car here?
I think with the being a short track, I believe they just go right to it. We'll see the lights are already off, so it may just be a relatively quick, but I have seen it on the tracks where they actually get an extra lap because it's only a half-mile track.
Yeah.
But those guys that are hanging back need to catch up for sure.
Yeah, I'll say. It looks like the lights are off on the pace car. And
yeah, one more lap around.
Yep.
All right, one more time one more time around here at North Wilkesboro. We'll go back. We'll go to green. And
makes it a little easier with 15 cars on this heat race rather than in the main feature with 25. It's a little less crowded now, so that will help these guys.
Jordan Wenzel in that 81 purple and yellow car will be the control car on this start. He's got the 55 of Vince Burns, who was outside, that red and blue PetSmart. Here we go. Underway here at North Wilkesboro with the iNRS All-Star event. This is our first of 3 heat races.
Good clean start, little bumping in the corner there as they went through 1 and 2, but Jordan Wenzel got out to a good jump. And then you see Jacob Musow and Brendan Hayes following along, trying to stay tucked up there with him, but Brendan gained a little bit there in 1 and 2 that time.
Yeah, Brendan Hayes right there. Travis Bennett in the 01, another driver to watch, has moved up to 3rd. He's picked up a spot. They've got to keep it clean. If you don't get a quick repair, you can't fix your car. You're just going to be super careful. Looks like the caution's
Brendan,
out. Caution's out
yeah,
already.
Brendan Hayes was down into that. I don't know if he made contact with that inside wall or not, but he was down off the pace there for part of that corner and then got back out again. There you see him dipping down. Not sure what happened there. Oh, there's
the
the
27 going
cause of the
around.
caution.
Let's go back up just a little bit. And unfortunately, the 22 of Bostic gets collected a little bit here.
Yeah.
So as we were talking about earlier, coming off of 4 onto the front stretch, super sketchy. Definitely easy right there as you apply the throttle. The tires can slip, and I think that's exactly what happened to the 27 of Cody Graham. He's a little bit, he still hasn't got under control, and unfortunately, here comes the 22, and that punts him around.
Yeah, it's hard to correct these cars. Once that back end gets to a certain point, it does not want to stop, and the only way you can get it to come back is put a lot of wheel into it, and then it has a tendency to snap back right on you.
So the drivers involved in there, Cody Graham, you saw him go around. Ty Bostic probably has a little bit of nose damage. Martin Pinnell also involved as well. So we'll see how that all plays out again. This is just our first heat race, 25 total laps. Here there's 21 laps to go.
Yeah, let's hope that nose damage doesn't hurt Ty Bostic. On a short track like this, it's not near as critical as it is on the mile and a halfs or especially on the super speedways. Lights are still on the pace car.
Get not a whole lot of time between on cautions. You go back relatively quickly. Now caution laps are counting against each of these heat races, so that makes it a bit more challenging as well. But again, as we said before, the top 10 move on. We will bring up the, let's go ahead and set our grid so it shows the top 15. That way we can see who's in and who's not.
Oh, that's a great idea. I like that. The 5 that do not make it will still be available to come around for that all-star, or excuse me, that
last chance qualifier.
Last chance qualifier. That's the word I was looking for. So we'll have 10 drivers in that race. There, the pace car's off.
Then we are back underway here. Oh, already we're spinning.
Whoa!
55 goes around, unfortunately.
Yep. I think he broke just a little early for the guy behind him. That was that's one thing that's so tough on these short tracks is if your braking point is just a little bit later than the guy in front of you, we're going to have a problem, and that's what we just saw.
Yes, we saw Vince Burns with Joe Musa, Ron Fitting also involved. Thinks Alex Murphy was possibly collected there. Let's take a quick peek at that real quick.
Oh,
that's nice.
That was even before the braking point. He just came up into him.
Yeah, looks like he may have caught that's the 40 of Brendan Hayes. Take this a little bit in slow motion. So we're right at the start-finish line. You're on the gas at that point pretty hard.
Yeah, they're both just going for the same real estate there. The 55 comes down, the 40 comes up. And
yep, racing incident there. Unfortunately, that collects.
Whew. He just missed the end of that pit wall.
Yep.
And then gets collected.
Yep, number of drivers also. No place to go. Pretty much your track is blocked. So
the modeling on these cars is pretty lifelike, though. You see that if it's not hard contact, these cars kind of give a little bit and then bounce right back out.
Yeah, all the benefit to that composite body versus the old school hammered steel.
Yeah.
Well, we're down to 15 laps in this first heat race. Burton Wenzel continues to show us their top 15 are posted again. Pretty much the 55 of Vince Burns is on the bubble, with Joe Musa right there on dipping at his heels to get in with the automatic qualify. If you don't make it here, get one more shot, and that's a make it or break it. Go for it all, because only 5 will transfer from the last chance qualifier. Well, we want to thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network of the iNRS All-Star Race. We know you have a choice as to what you want to watch when it comes to streaming and iRacing, and we appreciate you doing it here with us. So whether you're watching it live or later on replay, we thank you.
There goes the pace car. Ooh, nice
Travis.
Jump by that 81 car there.
Yeah, the 01 of Travis Bennett to the outside, and the Bucky's number 01 did a great job of keeping up with the 81 as well.
Yep. And it's tough being on the inside here, because if that outside car pins you down, you just have to wait. It feels like forever before you can get back to the throttle again.
Super
Jordan
easy
Wenzel.
to go ahead.
I was going to say Jordan Wenzel did a great job on that last corner of not getting pinned down, and then was able to get back to the gas enough to stay up so that Travis couldn't cut over in front of him and shut the door.
I think the 40 of Brendan Hayes is really struggling with getting, at which point to get back on the throttle. I've seen him really spin those rear tires a bit. It's so tempting.
He wiggled a little bit there.
It's so tempting to get on the gas early. It just feels right, and unfortunately you can't.
Yeah, that was the biggest trouble I had when I was practicing today, is getting back to the gas too early. When you're looking at the car on camera from the view like we have right now, you think, well, why doesn't he accelerate? He's through most of the corner. Well, as soon as you do, that car just starts to push right up the bank, right towards that wall.
Yeah, you really got to wait for
your exit.
For your nose, for your car to be in a straight line before you begin to work it back in, and you can't just stomp on it. You've got to really ease into the throttle.
Yeah, if you stomp on it, that back end's going to just whip around on you, and you'll be facing the wrong way in a hurry.
Super easy to do. We see the guys do it all the time. Now, in real life, they have repaved this track, so I'm kind of hoping at some point iRacing will get back out there and rescan the track with a new surface.
Yeah, that'll be fun to run on then. That new pavement will be interesting. Well, Travis Bennett doing a great job running for Full Throttle Motorsports there. He's been holding off Jordan Wenzel ever since he was able to complete that pass. And Jordan just not able at this point in time to get around him. But I think these guys are smart. They know if they're in that top 10, they're in. So what they don't want to do is bang their car up and damage the corners, or make a suspension, have a suspension problem, and then mess up their chances for the feature race. So I think you'll see these guys be a little less aggressive in this race, so that they can make sure they're around for the feature.
Yeah, if you're already in the top 10 and you're not close to it right now, going back, and let's take a look back here. This is the cut line. Ty Bosick is right there. He is 10th. So he does not want to allow that 30 of Alex Murphy to get around him with just 4 laps to go. He wants to keep that position nailed down.
Yeah, that's where the real hard racing is going to be, back there around that cut line. So we see, you said Ty's in 10th now. Now there's Alex Murphy has moved up and now back again as soon as we say it. These guys are running so close that they bounce back and forth.
I think the 22
it'd be exciting.
Got a little bit out of shape there, and I'm kind of giving up that position. Just 2 laps to go. This will go in a heartbeat, but this is where the real race here. This is at the cut line.
Yep.
55 is doing the 22 no good. He's backed up a little bit. 22 got a little bit out of shape there, trying to give it extra throttle, and unfortunately he's going to wind up cycling back unless something happens. That will put the 22 just below the cut line.
Yep, that's a shame. Well, good for Alex, but not so good for Ty.
All right, Jordan Wenzel finishes with the win here in the first heat race. Now our software will rapidly flip this around as the next heat race comes in. So be prepared.
Yeah,
for
while we were back there watching that race at the cut line, the front position changed a little bit. Travis, who was leading, dropped back to third position. So that changed a lot while we were going there.
So just like I said, we're now heat
Yeah.
race number 2. Let's quickly go through the grid.
Here we've got Jacob Mossau in pole position. Jordan Booth, the other Jordan, alongside him in the second spot. Martin Giroux in third. Scott Thomas in fourth. James Jones in fifth. And Tony Japs in sixth.
In seventh is Tyler Lem. Michael Whitley is in eighth. Jonathan Varnaskis is in ninth. Clark Franz in 10th. Corey Ennis is in 11th. Richard Mills in 12th. Corey Bunch in 13th, and Garrett Walden is in 14th. Forgive our graphics. It does not like heat racing at all.
Nope. One more lap to go behind the caution car here. Guys are all lined up and ready. They cross that start-finish line, head down into turn 1. And it won't be very long, and we will be green flag racing.
Jacob Musso is going to be our control car. He will execute the start. It'll be on his start. He's got Jordan Booth to his outside. Pace car is off. And again, we'll do our best to keep you up to speed. This second heat race, it's a bit more challenging. Our software again struggles. So right now you've got Jordan Booth out in front. Jacob Musso in the 25 behind. Scott Thomas in the 79 is sitting in third. Martin Giroux is in fourth, and Tony Japs is in fifth. On that cut line, you've got James Jones in the back, the 45. Oh, there's already contact with the 42 with Tony Japs, but he stays in it. No caution flies.
Yep, he's back up to speed now. That slowed him down for a little bit there, but he rallied back.
Back up front, Jordan Booth has got some distance between himself and second place of Jacob Musso. Scott Thomas is right there as well. Martin Giroux is in the 50 right there in fourth, and Michael Whitley Jr. is in fifth. So far we found out all the the 45 came around.
Caution is out.
Yeah, it may not show it on our screen, but caution is out, folks.
Yep. Caution on lap 4. The same thing as in the first race.
So we got there's the 45 of James Jones in that top split Brotherhood Toyota, and coming off of 4.
Oh,
just spun the tires and
yep.
Caught the safer barrier. 5 of Richard Mills dips down below, and everybody makes it past with no contact. Oh, wait, I take that. Oh, no.
Oh,
it was
boy.
close. It was close.
Could not quite get it stopped there. Almost drifted down into the path. 45 into the pits to see if he needs anything fixed, any damage can be repaired. Oops, getting right side tires there too.
Yep, absolutely.
After sliding that far on them, I think he figured they were going to be pretty flat spotted.
All right, we are into our second heat race, and you'll have to keep track of the laps. Unfortunately, we'll do our best here to bring it up, but again,
Yep, we are on lap 7 right now. Probably go back green lap 8. We'll see. Nobody was a lap down yet, so we can shave a lap off of the yellow flag. Oh, looks like the lights are still on the pace car.
Jordan Booth will be the control car. He'll have Jacob Musso to his outside. And we will be going green next time by. Cars are entering onto the back stretch.
Pace car should be ducking in here, and we'll be back to racing again.
Back underway. Green flag here in North Wilkesboro. This is heat race number 2.
25 got a good jump there, that car Ford of Jacob Mosow.
Orange row is right there to his outside.
Jordan Booth way up front.
Yep, a little bit of contact back there. Looking back through the field, lots of dooring going on back in the field. And again, you want to keep track of the 42 of Tony Chaps and the 77 of Corey Bunch. That is the cut line. Corey is in 11th, and he's trying to get back up around the 43 and then in front of the 42.
Yeah, these corners are tough to get through anyway, and then if you've got a car right there on your door, it just makes it so difficult, so difficult.
If you're just watching, you just saw the 43 basically dirt tracking it around that corner and just luckily finding find the position, but there's a
77's got a problem. Well, maybe he's got it gathered back up now.
Yeah, that's the 79 of Scott Thomas. Got a little bit out of shape. But they're 3 wide here at North Wilkesboro.
Oh, man.
This is typically not the track to see that, but here you go.
No. Yeah, that 79 or 77 backed out of it and said, I don't want to be 3 wide here anymore.
43 saved it. He was loose off of 4, came down but backed out of the throttle, lost some track positions.
Oh, a couple guys in the wall up there.
Yep, that's the 67
and the 5.
Cordias and the 5. Yeah, there's he basically used the 67 to straighten his car out. So.
Oh, there we go again.
Yep, a little bit of contact there with the 43, the 5. This is the tail end of the field here. There's more banging and dooring back here.
And 5 just 5 let him know what he thought of them.
Yeah, not happy.
No.
Sitting in 10th right now is a 72 of Jonathan Vernauskas, and he's got a hungry Corey Bunch on his tail who wants that position.
Coming up, we're on lap 17 now. Should be about 8 to go. Still have Jordan Booth leading the way.
Let's go on
followed
board
by
with the 77 of Corey Bunch. Let's see what he sees. That's coming into turn 3. Definitely staying on the high side, trying to find a way around this track.
Yeah, those 2 middle lanes seem to be, at least for me, the easiest way to get around quickly.
There's contact right there. The 42 just went around.
Yep. Caution on lap 19. 42
if I had to
gonna
guess,
catch
I'm
up there.
thinking Tony may have had a little help in going around there. We'll just.
I think you're right there.
Well, maybe not.
Boom.
Maybe I think he
Yeah,
did, but
not from behind. It was the car in front of him.
I'm thinking he was a little bit late on the braking here, and he just wound up pushing all the way up the track. See
Yeah,
it?
yeah, you can see him going straight instead of turning down in.
Fortunately, that impacted the 79
Yeah.
as well of
Yep.
Scott
Yeah,
Thomas.
spun them both out there. Yeah, boy, you have to. It's so tempting to run it in deeper when you're trying to make up a position. And you saw right there what happens. You get in too deep, and that front end just starts to have a mind of its own. And you can turn the tires, but the car's going straight. These guys run these cars really on the ragged edge uh, every lap. And so you have to be so precise on your lifting points, your braking points, where you get back to the gas. And then where you get back to the gas always depends on what your line was through the corner. You'll see some guys try to arc the corner where they'll start up high and then come down late in the corner so they've got a straighter shot off the corner and they can get back to the gas sooner and hopefully carry that speed down the backstretch.
All right, let's let that overlay reload and get us some more information as to just where we stay with just 4 laps to go. Caution, the lights are out on the pace car. We'll be going back to green flag momentarily, and that will end our second heat of the night.
Yep. Last 2 laps. Hopefully we can stay green that whole way.
I don't believe they've. I think the heats are just whatever happens for placement. So we'll see. So that puts Richard Mills and Tyler Lem on the bubble here. That's the number 5 of Richard Mills and the 99 of Tyler Lem. Oh, and good move by Tyler Lem trying to get around. Of course, they're 3 wide there, and the 43 goes around.
There we go.
Bringing the yellow flag back out.
This is give us a green-white checker, first one of a potential of 3, but hopefully we don't go that route. Hopefully we can get this done in 1. 5 car underway again, under his own power, getting back into the thick of things. Jordan Booth's been getting great restarts every time. Just jumps out, gets that lead at the front, and nobody can seem to take that away from him. It's going to be a good battle.
Yeah, it's an advantageous position if you got, again, we talked about from the beginning, track position is key.
Yep. And what if it finishes similar to where we're at right now, we're going to have a Jordan front row. We talked about those are the 2 guys to watch, and all indications are that we could have them both on the front row for the feature.
All right, so this one's going to wrap down, just a few laps to go, and we'll get this feature done. But then we go on to the last chance qualifier. For everybody who did not make the cut, they get their one opportunity. Top 5 go on, but that's only a short one. They got 15 laps to make it happen.
That's right. That's so we're going to see some aggression right from the top, I think.
And the last thing you want to do is have to do it under caution, though. That's the that serves nobody. You can race hard, but you got to race clean and keep the yellow flag in the flagman's box. All right, a great race so far. Thank you again for tuning in to the iNASCAR All-Star event here at North Wilkesboro. We're about to go, I think, back to green flag in our second heat. Yep, that lights are off on our pace car.
Field is bunched up and ready to go. This ought to be an exciting 2 laps. If we can get through the first lap without a caution, then since we're in a green-white checker mode now, once they take the white flag, that'll be the next flag will end the race, whether it's the checkered or the yellow.
Another great jump by Jordan Booth.
Boy, he was on the gas coming out of the corner. He didn't wait to straighten up.
We're looking back here at the 42 of Tony Japs. He is right there at the 10 spot, but he's got the 67 of Corey Ennis right under him. Corey's got in 11th. Now Scott Thomas.
Yeah. Scott Thomas going to make a race. Oh, somebody going around there. Stayed green.
White flag is out.
Two more going out.
There's all kinds of wrecking going on. 67 in the wall.
Wow. That was a big shake-up at the back of the field.
Yeah, but Corey Ennis needs to get around because he's currently in 10th. He needs to make it to the flag. Oh, 5 of Richard Mills squeaks it out.
Man, that was close.
Takes over the 10th spot, qualifying himself, headed into the feature event. Corey Ennis will be enrolled into our last chance feature, and just like that, we transition to the last chance qualifier.
Had some comments on the drivers' radios there. A few guys not happy with each other.
All right, let's get the grid here. There we go. This is the last chance qualifying grid. Bostic, Corey Ennis, Martin Pinnell, Clark Franz, Ron Fitting, Jonathan Vernoskis, Cody Graham, Tyler Lem, and Alex Forget Ruby. Those 9 drivers, only 5 can make it in. 4 will go home.
Yeah, that's interesting. Somebody dropped out there. Who are we missing? So we should have had 10, but there were only 9 up there, and there's only 2. Can't see the whole grid right at the moment.
Yeah, we had 25 in the. I'm sorry, we had 15 in the first one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, 14 in the second one.
We were supposed
to
have
29.
Yeah, we could have had 10, but since we only had 29 drivers and not 30, then it only left 9. That's right.
But again, 4 will go home. Pack up the hauler, put the car away, and on to the next race.
That's tough for the guys that are putting their trucks to bed, or their cars to bed.
That's right. Of course, next week's race for this series heads to my hometown, and it will be in Charlotte.
That'll be a good track. A good race. I love that track.
Yep.
I've been to more actual NASCAR races at Charlotte than anywhere else. And so when I got on iRacing several years ago, that was where I wanted to run right off the bat. Heading down the backstretch, and we should be green here momentarily. Ty Bostic will lead us. He and Corey Ennis lead us to that green flag.
The key here in this race, I think, is really, just to keep the aggression in check. You don't have a lot of cars on the track. Already the 67 goes around.
Caution on lap 1.
We barely got it past the start and finish line. 67 went around. He's getting it pointed back in the right direction.
It's hard to tell. I don't see much damage on that car, though.
This may be just
did he have help, or did he just get too heavy on the throttle?
Well, we're about to see. I think it's too heavy on the throttle, but you
yep,
can see he's already out of shape.
Loose.
Yep. Unfortunately, at that point, he's spinning in front of Clark Franz, and then around he goes.
72 made of Jonathan
Vernoskis.
I'm going to have trouble with that name. Jonathan made a good move to get around him there and keep his car clean.
All right, looks like that 67 is none worse for wear. It does wind up back in 7th as he works his way back around. And we'll rack them and stack them, but unfortunately these laps are ticking away because they don't pause the cautions here in these heat races. So what became a 15-lap shootout now will be a 12-lap shootout.
Yep. Which just ramps the aggression up that much more. You can see being aggressive, even when you're on your own, you can cause problems for yourself. You doesn't have to be someone else's aggression getting to you. So these guys, hopefully they're a little more careful getting back to the gas here on the green flag, but we'll see.
All right, we're about to, once this last chance qualifier is done, we'll go straight to the feature event. We'll put 25 cars on this track. All right, next time by, we'll take the green flag. The 22 of Bostic is in charge. Now he's got the 20 of Martin Pinnell to his outside. The 3 of Ron Fitting is behind him. And Clark Franz in the 15 there on his outside. Good restart. No obvious mistakes made on that restart.
No, that was nice and clean. I like that. Ty got a good jump. Easy for me to say. Ty got a good jump on Martin Pinnell in that 20 vehicle.
67 of Coriana still a little out of shape. Again, this is going to come down to coming off of 4. I think that's always been the hazard. You know, how you get back on the throttle coming down the front stretch as you run downhill to turn 1.
Yeah, you can see it was interesting, those 2 corners in a row, and there he did it again. The 20 car, Martin Pinnell, he's braking later than the 22, so he's making up a lot of progress on the entrance. See him squeeze up there. But then Ty can get back to the gas so much quicker, and it leaves that 20 falling behind.
This really is a delicate balance of how you get on and off the throttle. It really, you've got to, sometimes I've heard it described as you have to imagine you've got an egg under your throttle pedal, and you just got to slowly come on, but not slow enough that you wind up getting run over from the car behind you.
That's right. You want to quickly get out of there slowly.
Oh, 20 is coming around.
Oh, yeah. Oh, did a great job saving it, but still got into that wall. There's just not much runoff, and once you hit that grass, you've got no control.
So both Cody Graham and Alex Poche-Berube are out. So right now, you've got just 2 positions on the bubble. That's the 67 of Corey Ennis and the 20 of Martin Pinnell. The right there is the bubble. That's the 15 of Clark France. He is number 5.
Just started lap 12. You may wonder why they didn't throw the caution there. That was a 1-car incident that didn't really impede anybody, and he got going again quickly enough that they decided to not throw the caution and let these guys keep racing.
Just 3 laps to go. You'd say, why are we watching the leader? Because right now the leader doesn't matter. What matters here is
That's
the
right.
15 of Franz and the 67 of Corey Ennis. That's the battle on the track. Corey's going to find a way to get around him with just 2 laps to go.
Well, he is trying hard, but he just seems to be losing a little bit on each lap. Well, now he gained it all back up. Seemed to do a better. Well, he's losing it.
Yeah, final lap here
All
in
the
our
angle.
last chance qualifying. Martin Pinnell is in the pit, so he is. Oh, there
Whoa,
it is
man!
right there. He made a run.
That was a full send. Yep.
And he made it. Oh, there's going to be a little bit of hurt feelings after this, but that
boy, I'll say.
That puts the 67 into the feature and eliminates the 15 of Clark Friends on that last chance run at the end there. If this was real life, I'd expect a little bit of harsh words.
Yeah, there might even be some pushing and shoving.
Maybe a little bit of fisticuffs.
Yeah, I think Clark was just trying. He thought he had it and was trying to play it safe. And that 67 just did a full send on him. And they say 8 tires slows you down better than 4. And I think he used him as a little bit of a brake in that corner to keep from sliding up high.
Well, here's what we do know. The field is now set for our feature. We have 100 laps. Let's bring up some race information here. We've got about 4 minutes as the drivers get a chance to take a breath, hit the bathroom if they need to, or get ready to go for the feature race because they've been racing hard over the last few minutes.
Yeah, we talked earlier about the track temperature being so high, somewhere in the 125 degree range. And man, that just makes this track slick. And we saw it in those 3 heat races that you have to be gingerly on that throttle when you come off the corners. You can't go in deep unless, as you saw in that last race, last lap, if you go in deep, you better have somebody to keep you from sliding up into that wall. And then you got to be somewhat gentle, gently aggressive, I guess would be a good way to say it, to get back into the thick of things again.
All right, and then we will we'll give you our keys to tonight's race in just a minute. Looking ahead to the next few weeks in the iNRS season, the final 2 weeks of the bracket challenge will resume next week at Charlotte. That's going to be potentially with a Booth Forget battle for $50, looming at Gateway. It'd be a great race to watch next week at Charlotte. And Charlotte also happens to be their next special paint scheme race. So with the iNRS Cup drivers taking the track and showing pride for their country, so you'll see a lot of red, white, and blue paint schemes from the field, as well as some red and white schemes by our Canadian brothers who are part of this league. We also follow up with some more special paint scheme races as the years go on, as this season goes on. So there are 13 races remaining in the regular season, but only 7 spots remain in the playoffs.
That's going to be a great show next week at Charlotte. I love the Coke 600 every year in the Cup Series, and in this series as well. This iNRS series, these guys do a great job at mimicking the schedule, keeping the schedule of the Next Gen Cup Series, but also doing some of the other things like the special paint schemes for country pride, flag, those types of things for this Charlotte race. So it may not be the full 600 miles like the Cup guys will do, but it is going to be an exciting race. We will not want to miss that one.
All right, and so let's kind of cover our keys to tonight's event. Let's quickly bring up. So right now, keys to the race, track position. Number 1 is going to be track position. You saw that in the heat races. If you're safe up front, it's a lot better to be there than mired back in traffic, especially if you're at the mercy of somebody going around off of 4. Second is going to be pit strategy, because you will need fuel, but you've only got 1 set of tires here to try and make that happen. You've got to really figure out, as Jeff, you said earlier, when to pull the trigger on that.
Yeah, that's for sure. They're going to have to really feel the car, and you you drive a lot, Rick. You know how you can feel when those tires are starting to go away, and that car starts to slide around more on you, and it slides up towards the fence coming off the turn a little bit more, and that makes you have to delay getting back to the throttle. So you don't want to wait too long, so that your tires are just shot. But the longer you can wait, that's going to give you better tires for the finish of the race.
All right, and finally, corner exit. We saw that throughout actually all 3 heat races, coming off of 4 and getting on the throttle, whether it's a restart or just in the normal course of racing. It's dangerous.
It really is, and for some reason, turn 4 is a little tougher to get off of than turn 2 even. So turn 4 is where you'll see a lot of action, and we saw some of that in these earlier races. But it's so tricky, and with this slick track with the high track temperature, that makes it even a little tougher.
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with the fact that you're going uphill off of 2 and then downhill off of 4.
Yeah, that could be it. But it just that wall seems to come to you really quickly.
All right, so I think we've got the grid. Well, if it decides to come in. Bear with us here, folks. All right, there we go.
And Jordan Wenzel, we have the battle of the Jordans on the front row. Jordan Wenzel in spot 1, Jordan Booth in position 2, followed by Travis Bennett and Jacob Mosau on the second row. Brendan Hayes and Michael Whitley Jr. there in 5th and 6th. Simon Madgen, Martin Giroux on the next row, and positions 9 and 10, Vernon Broadbeck and James Jones, followed by Mike Wheel and Scott Thomas in 12th.
All right, and we'll see if we can fill this up. If not, I'll give those to you. Austin Walton is in 13th. Garrett Walden is in 14th. Corey Bunch is in 15th. In 16th is Joe Musso, Vince Burns, followed by Tony Japs, Alex Murphy, Richard Mills, Ty Bostic back in 21st, Ron Fitting, Tyler Lem in 23rd. 24th is Jonathan Vernaskis, and 25th, making that entry at the last second, Corey Ennis is in 25th.
And these guys all lined up according to where they finished in their heat races. So I think the way it worked is heat race 1 are all on the inside, heat race 2 are all the outside row, and then the last chance qualifying race picked up with position 21, Ty Bostic, and then they go back through position 27 according to how they finished in that race.
All right, we'll see how, and we are
actually
underway.
Good deal.
Wenzel moves out front. Jordan Booth is in second. Got the 0-1 of Travis Bennett. Brendan Hayes is in fourth, and Simon Madgen is in fifth. Folks, we'll do our best to call it. Our software is not really happy with heat races. It just doesn't seem to appreciate them. Wenzel continues to show the way, but Jordan Booth is right there.
Yeah, he is not cutting him any slack. He's saying, you're not going to get a run out ahead of me. I'm going to reel you in if you try to get out there too far. And these guys are smart. They learn from each other as the caution comes out on lap 4. They watch what the other guy's car is doing, and they know, okay, he has trouble getting into 3, so maybe I have an advantage there. I'm going to try to make a pass. and they'll be watching the car in front of them, the cars around them.
All right, we're watching the 30 of Alex Murphy right there in the center of your screen. This is on the back stretch, I believe, and again, coming off of two, just maybe just a little bit too aggressive on the throttle, spins the tires and runs up into, that's a 72 of Jonathan Vernoskis. Again, there's no quick repairs here, so when there's damage, it's going to be hard to pull this off. All right, this is lap 6 here. Our caution, bear with us a bit. We'll try to get you updated lap information. But right now we are under caution. Right, we're doing our best to get you some more information, but our software just does not like heat racing. Okay, our first caution was brought on by that little bit of a spin with Alex Murphy, and unfortunately that sent the 72 of Jonathan Vernoskis into the pits for some probably needed repairs. Jordan Wetzel will be in charge of this restart, and that should happen momentarily. The lights are off on top of our pace car, so next time by, we'll be going back to green flag racing.
Yeah, I think we're going to start seeing the aggression ramp up a little bit, even this early in the race. Like we were talking about earlier in the keys, track position is key, so you do not want to be hanging out at the back.
Oh, in the wall, 25 slides up.
Yeah, I think he got a push, a little help from behind on that one, it sounds like on the radio. Oh, crashing everywhere now. 45's right in the middle of it.
Saw the 96 go around. See the 45 spinning as well.
45 back underway again. Doesn't look like he's too worse for wear. Oh. Yeah. At the 45 and then collects a 25. Nope. 25 makes it by.
Yep, there's a 96, gets a big hit. Again, yep. Musso there gets collected, and you are getting a number of those last chance qualifiers there, potentially getting some damage, but
yep. Ty Bostic sneaks by on the outside in that 22 machine. Good thing he was up there against the wall.
Yep, as does the 5 of Richard Mills. All right, we are back under caution.
Yeah, 45 just came on the radio and took blame for that one.
A couple of drivers on pit road. Jonathan Vernoskis is still on pit road from that earlier incident. Now the 96 of Mike Wheel also on pit road. And with no quick repairs, you don't get, you've got to rely on the time to get these cars fixed to get back out there.
Yep, for those of you that aren't real familiar with iRacing, they assign a damage level to a car when it's in an accident like that, and then they assign a time factor, how long it will take to repair that car before it can go back out on the track. So when you get into the pits, then you have to sit there while your required repair time counts down. And then they sometimes have optional time as well, where you can stay a little longer and get a little more fixed. But they try to get you back out to at least a racing condition, and to where you can hopefully try to keep up with the field. Unfortunately, the longer you stay in the pits for repairs, the better your car gets, but the further behind you get. Some of these guys are going to be several laps down now towards the back of the field. Jonathan Baranowski is 7 laps down. See Mike Wheels 2 laps down currently. Mike Wheels running, but Jonathan Baranowski is still in the pits.
Folks, we'll do our best to bring you the leaderboard, but right now, unfortunately, the software, it doesn't like us, and it is, we're going to have to just reel it off. So right now, Jordan Wenzel, Travis Bennett, Jordan Booth, Brendan Hayes, Simon Magin, Vernon Broadbeck, Martin Giroux, Michael Whitley, Scott Thomas, and Garrett Walden. That's your top 10.
Oh, caution out again already.
Simon Magin may have gone around. That 46 right there, and there you go.
Oh, man.
Oh, 79. 22 slips by, a little bit of contact with the 99. But this is exactly what we were talking about. Exactly.
Yep. Give it too much throttle, and then especially when you're coming off of a yellow flag, your tires have cooled down a little bit, and so you have to be even a little more cautious in getting back to the gas. You have to really treat that gas pedal with kid gloves, so to speak, or in this case, kid driving shoes. You see what happened. That was a perfect example, like you said, Rick, of somebody just getting back to the gas. What happened there, it looked like he got back into it and was fine, but when he shifted, sometimes you can shift aggressively and spin those tires all over again, and it just sends you around.
All right, lap 18 of 100 is in the books. Not many have been under green flag conditions. We've been pacing a lot here.
Yeah. Well, this will make sure their tires last until that 50 lap mark.
That's a fair. So we will have a competition caution at lap 50. This is our third caution so far in our feature race, with only 18 laps in the books. Again, this is one of those races where you've got to have patience. I mean, granted, these laps tick off pretty quickly at sub 20-second times, so every minute you can see 3 laps go by, but how you drive matters.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got 5 cars that show at least 1 lap down, and then we have 3 cars now that are not being scored.
Light should be off on our pace car. Here we go. So that means we'll be green next time by. Better restart. So now with a full field on the track, what you had mentioned earlier, Jeff, was braking points. So what you've with a track that's a half-mile track, your point at which you need to come out of the throttle and tap your brakes is different than another driver. And this is all about balance to kind of make that happen. Caution is back out for Austin Walton, who seems to have spun. We're watching the 17 of Austin Walton in that center lane. We got Corey Ennis in that 67. A little bit of a contact with the left rear. And unfortunately, that's all it takes to send him around. The 42 of Tony Japs unfortunately gets collected and gets some damage. The 22 of Bostic sneaks on by. But not a whole lot of damage to the 17. But enough at which he's coming down pit road. It's probably assessing just what kind of damage he's got on his car and what it will take to get that knocked out. And he gets off of pit road before the field comes back. You try and stay on the lead lap, which he does. Puts him at the tail end. He is 21st. Right now he is the last car on the lead lap. Two drivers, Mike Wheel and Scott Thomas, are in the pits right now. They're getting repaired from that earlier incident, and the 72 of iNASCAR is still in the pits. He's been there for 12 minutes, also again for that earlier incident. Travis Bennett is your leader now. He will take over first and be the control car here on this restart. He will have Jordan Wenzel to his outside and Jordan Booth behind him.
Looking down through this field, a lot of great iRacing scores among this group. Almost everyone is at or above 2,000, and some of these guys up in the 3,000s. So good group of drivers. They know what they're doing. You can see that as you watch them go around here. That 01 of Travis Bennett, we saw him giving Jordan Wenzel a battle in that first heat race, and he's leading us. He's going to be the control car when we go green again. So he has somehow come from behind Jordan, got around him, and with all these yellow flags, if you get around for just a little bit at the right time, you can hold on to that lead for a little while, and that gives him the opportunity to determine when we actually get back into racing again. Pace car will come off, and then he'll determine when we start. See, that advantage gives him a big jump off of that restart there. Jordan Wenzel coming up into P2, trying to tuck in right behind him. And then Jordan Booth, we have the Jordan show again, following up behind Travis.
Looking back through the field, drop back here. A lot of side-by-side action happening as these guys continue to make their way around this track. Again, it's a half-mile oval. Those are 25.
Oh, sideways there in front of everybody. Yeah, there he goes around.
Caution is out for Jacob Musso.
Yeah, he just came on the radio and said that he got in and his brakes locked on him, and that's what we were talking about. You have to brake hard, but you have to be able to not lock them up and not brake too hard so that the back end comes around. That's the perfect illustration of what happens. And then that 42 car comes up, and there's not much he can do at that point. So that 25 of Jacob Mosso is back in about 20th, 19th spot right now, I guess. Looks like.
All right, we thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the iNRS All-Star Race here at North Wilkesboro. We are rapidly approaching a competition caution at lap 50. Jeff, what lap are we on now?
We are on lap 32, so we're about 18 laps away from that caution flag.
All right, we are currently under caution. Our 4th or 5th caution of the night for an incident with the 25 of Jacob Musso. Currently, we have got 21 cars or so on the lead lap.
Yep, that is our 5th caution of the evening. Probably a little more than what they would like, but probably about right for the way this track races. And as hot and sticky as that, or hot and slick as that track is tonight.
Travis Bennett is still in charge. He's got the 81 of Jordan Wenzel and Jordan Booth behind. Brandon Hayes as well. So behind that second row is made up of 2 40 XLI drivers. That has been the team to beat so far this season. We'll catch you up next week when we get updated playoff information and bracket information, as well as team challenge. We've been off for the last couple of weeks, and glad to be back at it. Lights are off on our pace car. Travis Bennett will get us back underway momentarily as we make our way back to the front stretch. As we said earlier, we're always watching what's happening coming off of turn 4. That's the easiest place to make a mistake. We're back under green.
Good jump again by that 01 machine of Travis Bennett.
Oh, slight contact.
Ooh.
41 tapped a little bit of the left rear of the 81, almost sending him around, but he got back out of it.
They are bunched up tight in that corner.
Yes, they are. Looking back a little farther in the field, you see Corey Bunch. He's +8. He has made his way up, as well as the 43 of Garrett Walden. Those guys are big movers. Ty Bostic, also he was back in the last chance group. He's now up 10 spots.
One of the interesting things when these cars were running this close together in the corners, we talked about knowing where your lift points and braking points are, but you have to know where the cars around you are going to lift as well, because if the guy in front of you is going to lift early, you certainly want to know that and position yourself to the side if you can, or to make your point a little earlier than normal.
You got to find that place where you can have a little bailout.
Yeah.
Just kind of looking back through the field. The fun thing about races like this is just as much competition and battle at the rear of the field as well as the front of the field.
Guys being respectful of each other through the corners there. You see them running side by side. That is not nearly as easy as it looks. It's side by side with somebody on your corner as we go to a yellow flag again at lap 42. Side by side in that corner is it's dicey.
Big mess at the end. The 79 of Scott Thomas. Musso is involved. Tony Japs, Mike Wheel, and Austin Walton all caught up in this yellow flag. We'll do our best trying to figure out exactly what happened here. See, the 30s all definitely loose and up into the safer barrier.
Yeah,
That's
up
Alex
into the
Murphy.
wall.
42 is down below of Tony Japs. No.
Nope.
Fortunately, I think that precipitated the 30 going around. 42 just sliding up. See him crossing that white dashed line. That
Yep.
impacts his left rear. They both wind up going around. Mills is behind the 42. The 46 of Magin slips up on the outside.
Looks like that 5 car was able to get around fairly clean off of the 30's rear bumper there.
But the 79 completely ends up, unfortunately, impacting the 25 of Musso. Walton tries to thread his way through and makes it through.
Yeah. Scott Thomas is in the pits now, getting some work done. He's about to go a lap down. He is back underway again, it looks like.
Yeah, I think this is one of those times where you just kind of go in and get incremental repairs made. Now, there's a competition caution that's going to happen at lap 50, which is only 4 laps away. So they may be going back to green flag racing for only a lap or two before that competition caution will come out. Now, if you've already burned through and you've replaced your set of tires, I'm not quite sure what you're going to come in for at that point. You may choose to stay out. So we may see this whole field jumbled up a bit and putting drivers towards the front.
Yep. I have a feeling if guys have already used their tires, they're about lap 90, they're going to be pretty miserable. They're going to be slipping and sliding everywhere. Especially if they had to use them early. We were talking a little bit ago there about doing incremental repairs. If your repairs are optional in iRacing, you can choose to get part of the repair done, get back out to stay on your lap, and then come in again if you have time. So it's a nice treat that iRacing gives to the drivers to make it a little more real lifelike.
Green flag underway. This is lap 48. At the conclusion of lap 50, that caution flag will fly.
Yeah, Jordan Wenzel making it a little tougher right now for Travis Bennett to close the door on him. He's got a little bit of a run on that outside. He's taking advantage of it. You see him try to pinch Travis down there, and now Travis clears him and is able to slide up in front of him, and he'll be tough to pass now.
Yep.
Yeah. Should have the caution coming out when we get back to the start-finish line here. Almost like stage racing, except there's no points.
And caution does come out.
As we go to this competition caution on lap 50, we have 20 cars on the lead lap right at the moment, and that leaves us with 7 cars that are a lap down or more. Scott Thomas, 1 lap down. Austin Walton, 1 lap down. Mike Wheel is 3 laps down. Tyler Lim is 36 laps down, had some serious damage.
Yeah, I think he's retired as well as Jonathan Veronauskas.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yep.
Oh, there you go. There's the
Oh,
there's
the
fake. All four.
I always
want
to do that, but there's not many times where it really can work, and it really worked right there.
Number of drivers made the run down onto pit road. Not a lot. Good bit of the field stayed out because why? Well, we're 52 laps in. I think we had what, maybe a lap or two under green.
Yeah.
It hasn't been much.
Like it. Nope. I think this is our 7th caution.
That's the 79 of Scott Thomas getting his lap back. Austin Walton and Mike Wheel are now both in the pits. Those are the last 2 drivers currently in the field. We'll get a count as to how many laps down they are.
Yeah, Austin Walton is 1 lap down. Mike Wheel is 3 laps down. So next caution, if all things stay the same, Austin Walton should be getting his lap back.
All right, but just as we had talked about in the pre-race, Travis Bennett, Jordan Wenzel, Jordan Booth, Brandon Hayes, Michael Whitley, Corey Bunch. That's your top 6. Garrett Walden, Martin Giroux, Vince Burns, Joe Musso. That's top 10. Ty Bostic is just on the outside, sitting in 11th. He is plus 10 positions. Corey Bunch plus 10 as well. Moved him from 16th up to 6th. Some big losers, I have to say it that way. Jacob Musso down in 14th. He's down 10 spots, as well as Vernon Broadbeck. He is in 19th. He is down 10 as well. And
Corey Ennis has moved up 14. He's in 11th spot now.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And the 2 Corys are the gainers. Corey Bunch is up 10. So both of those Corys are moving. Corey Bunch with Full Throttle Motorsports and Corey Ennis with Short Fused Motorsports. Here we go. Great jump that time.
Yep. Watching the, if any, contact there. So close between the 41 and the 81. 41 actually backs out, gets himself a little bit out of shape. They're side by side as we approach 58 laps in the books.
See the 81 just a second maybe of getting back to the gas faster, but then loses it on in the middle of the turn.
The 40 was way out of shape and wound up almost in the safer area there. Oh, contact.
Yep.
That's Michael Whitley.
Hit that inside wall.
But he stays in the gas in the 94 Krispy Kreme black and white paint scheme here.
Great
for the
recovery.
All-Star race.
That is tough when you get in the grass to be able to keep it under control. It's usually going for a ride into that wall.
Back up front. 41 and the 81 are right on the tail of the 01. As Jordan Booth and Jordan Wenzel battle it out for P2. Still plenty of laps remaining here. No sense kind of pushing it. Can't tell it to these guys though. They've got $250 hanging out there for whoever wins this race.
That's right. You got a little bit of bickering from the guys at the back of the field. They're not happy with each other. I'm not sure who ran into who first, but been some contact back there.
Let's ride along with Jordan Wenzel. See how close he's getting right there with the 41.
You can see those cars wiggle a little bit coming off that corner. That's a great angle.
Well, and as you can see, the track's not smooth. There are huge bumps there, especially coming off of 4, that causes that lack of track and patch contact with the tires. That's also affecting your grip. You can see it right there as they go through that bump. Downhill into 1.
Yeah, the shocks on these cars are usually pretty stiff because you don't want a lot of movement, but the downside to that is then they don't respond well in the bumps. And like you said, Rick, that tire loses contact even just for a half a second or a millisecond. It's enough to get that car a little bit loose. Great shots from that in-car camera.
Corey Bunch has kind of worked his way up amongst these top 4, and now it's that almost a pack of 5 that has separated themselves.
Yeah, these guys run a nose to tail for the most part, just trying to get these laps in, keep their car together to make a big push at the end. I think Travis Bennett must have listened to the broadcast at the beginning when we talked about the Jordan show. And he said, oh yeah, I'll show you. Here's your Jordan show.
Well, right now, I guess those last 10 laps, though, we'll see some clubs potentially come off to make for an interesting finish. Right now, we're 70 laps in the books. Just 30 laps to go before we can put a pin on this one.
Yep, everybody's playing nice right now. We talk in racing about give and take, and there's a lot of give and take right now, but you get down to 10 to go, and it's going to be a lot more take. Nobody wants to give at that point. As Clint Boyer says, the pay window's open, and they're running for it.
Looking further back in the field, you see these 5 cars. Bennett, Wenzel, Booth, Hayes, and Bunch kind of give themselves a little bit of gap amongst themselves over Garrett Walden, sitting back in 6th. Got the 55 of Vince Burns with him. Got Martin Giroux, Ty Bostic, and Simon Magin. Then we go a little further back, the 67 of Corey Ennis, Jacob Musso, and Joe Musso right there. That's a tight group. We got the 30 of Alex Murphy and the 5 of Richard Mills. James Jones is there in the 45. Oh, and here we go. Right there.
Oh, 30. Wow. A lot of evasive movers there. Some really good driving to not have that turn into a big pileup.
Well, you saw that one happen live, folks. Watching the 30 of Alex Murphy, and there's the 5. Not his fault, though. A little bit of contact with the 5 took him out and spun him around.
Yeah, that 5 went in really hot into that corner. You saw all the ground he made up on the 30, and you cannot get into a corner that hard and keep your car on the bottom. It is going to just push its way to the top, and I don't know if he was hoping he would be alongside that 5 of Richard Mills by then, but he didn't quite make it.
While we were taking a look at that, Booth, Hayes, Bunch, Walden, Giroux, Burns, Jones, Japs, and Ennis all came in for their pit stop. They chose to pit now, which could be very interesting. Looking at their times, Booth and Hayes took fuel only. Everybody else made it their 4-tire change. So they are going to be on fresh tires.
That is going to make this interesting because your top 3, along with position 5, 6, 7, and 9, all are running on that first set of tires.
Bennett, Wenzel, Bostic, all are they're running what they started with.
Yep. Musso, Mills, Fitting, and Whitley also running on that original set of tires. So this is going to be some show at the end. You would think if they were going to pit for tires, they would have done it now, but I'm guessing their strategy is to run that same set the whole time. They think they've had enough yellow flags enough caution laps to save some of those tires. So this is going to make it a lot more interesting at the end.
All right, we're in our 8th caution of the night for a spin with Alex Murphy. He unfortunately he went around because of some contact with the 5 of Richard Mills, but we'll get this back underway. Again, thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the iNRS All-Star Race here at North Wilkesboro. Appreciate you tuning in. If you could, like and follow and stay up to date with what we're doing here on this broadcast network. Our Wednesday nights are our Tech for Troops Cup Series, and here our Thursday nights is our iNASCAR Racing Series.
Some really good racing here tonight as we go back green. Boy, Jordan Wenzel got a... Oh, no, there he is. I couldn't... My camera view, I could not see Travis. I thought he disappeared.
He jumped out to a good jump off the start, but you can't get a whole lot. You can't get a whole lot away from these guys right on your butt. The 81 right there.
And we're back for caution.
We are. Ron Fitting, I think we've got some, unfortunately, I see Ron Fitting, possibly Alex Murphy again, James Jones, Tony Japs.
Pace car gathers everybody back up again. This is playing into the leader's hands. The more laps we run under caution. Oh, there you see.
The 40 of Brendan Hayes unfortunately got involved as well. He is now in the pits.
Well, somebody up in front there must have took some evasive action. I can't read that car number, but boy, that was a great save.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can see that the 40 is missing a nose.
Yep. Oh, it's a 45. The 40 said, yeah, that was a great save, but I'm going to end it for you. Man, when you're in the driver's seat and you're in the middle of all that, it happens so fast. And you can't, these cars are going so fast and so on the edge, you can't just turn the wheel and miss it. You turn the wheel and all of a sudden you're the next guy sliding. So you've got to react quickly and smoothly and safely all at the same time. That's difficult.
Well, especially on a short track like this with only, it's a half-mile track. A whole lap is done in less than 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in someone else's bad day.
And you slow down so much in the corners that most of your lap you spend in the corner, either entry or the middle or the exit. And so there's no time to really catch your breath. You're just tense that whole time. As soon as you get the gas down and you're on the straight, the front straight or the back straight, you're thinking about corner entry. And I got to get ready to lift. I got to do this. I got to do that. It's It's funny because some people call this a computer game, but I guarantee when these guys are done, they're tired.
Oh yeah, we've heard that often. If you turned in last night, you'll hear guys talking about how exhausted they were, how worn out, it's stressful.
Yep.
Last night we were at Talladega with the Tech for Troops Cup Series. Talladega always makes for an interesting race.
It really does. That was a fun race, though. I ended up going out probably 20 laps from the end, but even at that, I was worn out then. It was I couldn't go to bed. I had to sit up and wind down for a little while.
All right, about to get this one back underway.
Oh yeah, Travis was into the gas quickly that time. As soon as he got to the restart zone.
We are 3 wide
back
in the field. That's the 5,
made it.
25, and the 41 to the outside.
Oh, 5 giving him a little push, it looked like. Didn't want to let him down in.
Oh, he's dirt tracking through. 25. He uses the 25 to straighten his car back up.
Yep.
Got to take a breath there. 41's trying to charge
caution
back.
Again. Caution on lap 86. I was just getting ready to say, as we get into the race, we're having longer green flag runs, and as soon as I start thinking it, all of a sudden we're under short green flag runs again.
That 79 has got some battle scars on that nose and side. We'll try to figure out just what happened here. 3 wide, that's Michael Whitley, and he's the meat in this sandwich between himself and the 10. We'll back that up a little bit. So he's down low. Let's let this play up. Obviously, they're 2 wide ahead of him. Looks like the 79 may have backed out of the throttle, and so he jumped up to avoid catching him from behind. And unfortunately, that puts him in the middle and maybe back on the throttle a little bit too quickly. And everybody gets collected. That's Musso.
Yeah.
The 55.
That could have even been some net code there.
Could have been as
well. Because it looked like he was going to hit him, and then all of a sudden, that front end went left. I'll tell you what we missed during all of this, though. Ty Bostic is jumped 17 spots and is now in 4th place. That's unreal.
He right now is our big mover of the day.
And closest behind him is Richard Mills with 12. Corey Bunch has 9. Corey Ennis has 9, but Ty Bostic with a big move on that short green flag run to get up to 4th spot.
Well, with just 12 laps to go, we're still under caution. Let's see if we lights go off this time by. They do not, so we'll come back one more time around. 10, we'll probably go back to green with just 9 laps to go to wrap up this iNRS All-Star race here in North Wilkesboro.
It's interesting when we were talking at the beginning of the race about ones to watch, and we talked a lot about the 2 Jordans. Now Jordan Booth is faded. He's back in 6th, and he changed tires, though. That's why he's back there. He pitted on lap 74 and picked up some tires, where Travis Bennett and Jordan Wenzel are both still on their original set. But Travis Bennett was one of those drivers that we said was one to watch. And he certainly has been tonight. I don't know how many laps he's led, but it's been significant.
Let's not lose sight of Simon Batchin in that 46. Simon is up to 3rd. He did pit on lap 44. He is the only driver in the top 5 that actually has fresher tires.
Okay, yep, you're right. Here we go, green flag, and Travis is out there again.
Track position, track position, track position.
Yep, absolutely. Being in that first spot and being the one to, when you start going, that's been unbeatable all night long.
22 of Ty Bostic sends it a bit, tries to get around the 46, is not able. Just 8 laps to go. 41 is sticking his nose. He's made a charge back. That's Jordan Booth. He's got fresh tires. Trying to drive his way around.
He's on those fresh tires, and he went past Ty Bostic in a hurry. He's trying to, oh, here he comes. He's trying to make his way up to the front.
He's driving hard. Ty got a little loose. He's sliding all the way back. We're watching Jordan Booth. Caution down, caution down.
Was it Ty that was the caution? Yep, Ty Bostic is all the way back to 20th.
I think James
he somehow
Jones
got messed up in that.
James Jones, Corey Ennis, Austin Walton, all involved. Let's try to get a little bit of replay on that. We're watching. You saw the Ty Bostic slide back, but we're watching the 45 of James Jones. Looks like he's going to get some contact with the 67. That spins him around.
Yeah, that's a couple times we've seen that 67 come up from the low lane into the middle lane, and somebody was already there.
All right, that spins the 45 around, bringing out our caution. The 3 and the 40 split them. 79 gets by, and the 96 makes it as well. So,
well, this is going to make this restart interesting, because this could put us in a green-white checker. And we've got Travis Bennett and Jordan Wenzel in position 1 and 2, both on 98 lap tires. And you've got Jordan Booth in P3 with 25 lap tires. So we're going to see what fresh tires or fresher tires can do for you.
And the funny thing is, it's also about reaction time, but here you would think that you want to just hammer down. You're seeing that leader go, and you want to go, but you can't. You got to ease into it, or else you're going to wind up coming around at the start finish.
Yep. You almost have to leave yourself a little bit of buffer and then just start to squeeze a little early. It seems like Travis has been going as soon as he enters the restart zone every time. So we'll see if that's what happens again. But I bet Jordan Booth has been watching, and he's going to do whatever he can to stay right on his bumper.
I think this will put us in a green-white checker restart here by the time we go back to green flag racing.
Yep, iRacing just put it up. Green-white checker, first of 3. So we will make 3 attempts if we need them. Hopefully we get it on this first one, and these guys have a nice clean finish.
All right, lights are off on top of our pace car.
Field is bunching up. Getting a lot of internet skipping now. My timing and scoring went away, and the field blocked up for a little bit, but it's back now, it looks like.
Yeah, we're seeing it here at this end too in our broadcast booth.
Here we go.
This is for all the money here.
Great restart by the front 3.
You're going to get around here. They're hoping. But if you don't press now.
Oh, there we go. Jordan Booth saw an opening. Oh, he didn't take it. He's down to the inside. They both slip back a little bit. Make it up on the entry. Let's see if they can make it up on the exit as well.
Oh, he slips. He got loose. He got loose. He's in the wall.
Look at that.
01 is making it, spinning behind. They're wrecking, but not Travis Bennett. He wins this race.
Wow, what a finish. Great drive by Travis Bennett. Man. But you saw both Jordan Booth and Jordan Wenzel giving it their all at that end there. On that last lap, it was Katie bar the door. They were pushing the entrance and pushing the exit as hard as they could.
There's your top three: Travis Bennett, Jordan Booth, and Corey Bunch. As Travis Bennett celebrates his $250 win here at North Wilkesboro in the iNRS All-Star event.
Great run by all these guys. I know we had some little misgivings at the back, had a few guys angry with one another, but hey, that's racing. Everybody's coming out here wanting that opportunity to win, and they're gonna be putting 100% out there on the track.
All right, stay tuned. We should get some interviews of the top three momentarily. We'll let Travis finish his burnout. See if we can reset the overlay one last time so we can get ourselves our results. As the 01 takes off through the grass. And we do not have results. We'll just read it to you. How's that, folks? All right, so your winner, Travis Bennett in the 01. Second, Jordan Booth. Corey Bunch takes third. Simon Madgen is in fourth. Jordan Wenzel is in fifth. Jacob Musso is in sixth. Vernon Broadbeck in seventh. Garrett Walden in eighth. Richard Mills in ninth. And Tony Japs in 10th.
Following those guys in 11th is Alex Murphy. 12th is Joe Musow. Corey Ennis in 13th. Brendan Hayes in 14th. And James Jones makes up the top 15, followed by Ron Fitting in 16. Scott Thomas in 17. Michael Witt Jr. in 18. Vince Burns in 19. And Martin Giroux in 20th.
Ty Bostic finishes in 21st, Mike Wheel in 22nd, Austin Walton in 23rd, 24th is Tyler Lem, and Jonathan Vernoskis finishes in 25th. All right, yeah, we've got some drivers. Let's go ahead and move Corey into the broadcast booth. Corey, congratulations. Close, so close.
Well, hey, the way I look at it is I had a chance, and that's all I could really ask for, because I think I was hovering between 10th and 8th all day, and then I just we made that pit stop, and it was a good gamble to have. So
yeah, those tires I think really helped you at the end there, Corey. You and Jordan Booth both. How much of a difference could you feel in the car when you put those tires on lap 74?
I'll tell you what, I was able to send it more. I'll say that, and able to stick. And I was throughout that. I think it was like 25 to go or so. Whenever we pitted, I mean, I told myself, I said, all right, follow Booth, because he will lead me to the promised land there. And it kind of worked out for the most part, because he made his way up to second, and I was thinking, well, I'll probably have fourth, and then I think Wenzel, he just overshot it in 3-4, and I was like, hey, I'll get third. So even though the bad news is, I don't get jack squat for finishing third, but
that is true.
At least we had a pretty good showing for this number 77 Pennzoil Platinum Ford Mustang, so I'm pretty happy, be there at the end.
Yeah, no, it was great watching you. Based on how you finished, you wound up picking up 13 spots. So.
Yeah, and I was not confident going in the heat races, and I think if nobody wrecked in that second heat, I would have been out into the last chance qualifier, because I was not hopeful at all for this race. I mean, I really wasn't, believe it or not. And once I kind of and I think what it is too is that with this track is you got to have a rhythm, and if you could just find that rhythm, you'll be just fine. And the top lane was dominant as it usually is here at this track, and then kind of just executed from there.
I'll tell you, you and Travis have something else in common, though. You both ran your fastest lap of the race on the final lap.
Yeah, so
And he was only 3/100ths faster than, or 3/100ths faster than you. So almost identical times. That was a thrilling finish for everybody watching at home.
Oh yeah, but the thing with Travis is that he had that same set of tires. That just shows how good he was all race.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, cautions helped him out quite a bit. I mean, we'll admit that, but for the most part, I mean, you know, I couldn't. If I can't win it, at least a teammate can win it. So that's all we can ask for.
Good deal.
Go. Any shout outs tonight, Corey?
Oh yeah, I got to thank Full Throttle Motorsports for just a heck of an effort. Like I said, I didn't feel all that confident at all. So the really person I could really try to lean on towards was Travis, because he was good here last year, and just getting pointers and stuff from him, and it seemed to help out a lot for the most part. Like I said, just running my race and just be there at the end, and you know, just kind of thank Pennzoil for hopping in the car for this week. It's always been a kind of tradition to have have them on for the All-Star race, so it was good to have them, and I appreciate you guys for hosting the broadcast here for this All-Star race, and you know, congrats to Travis, $250 richer.
There you go. All right, that's third place finisher, Corey Bunch, and let's bring Mr. Jordan Booth into the broadcast booth. Jordan, you almost did it. It was close.
Yeah, I mean, I like Travis, so I wasn't going to run him over for it. And then getting stuck too wide with Wenzel. He did a good job just fighting. So there's nothing I could do, and Travis did really good.
Yeah, we were impressed by the trying to figure out just when you're going to take tires. Obviously, lap 74, that was definitely the right time to take them.
Yeah, I mean, we were freaking wrecking all the time up until then. And then we got a 20-lap run, which was fun. I had a blast racing in that 20-lap run with both Travis and Wenzel. It was a blast. And then it spiraled again. I think if we didn't get that last caution, which cut the race down from like 6 to the green-white checker, I think I would have had a better chance. But nah, I mean, all props to Travis. He did a hell of a job wheeling that thing, and yeah, he did great.
Jordan, tell me what kind of a difference you can feel in the car when you pitted. You had 74 laps on your tires, and then so for the end of the race, you know, you've got new tires for part of that, and you know, 20-lap tires for part of it. So how big of a difference is there in how your car handles between those 74-lap tires and those fresh tires?
At the end of the 74-lap stint, I could definitely feel it a little bit in the rears. I mean, we got a lot of caution, so I couldn't tell a massive difference. But on new tires, you just had a ton more security going back into the throttle. You could get a lot more aggressive, both restarts and then overall just exiting corners. So that was kind of my thought. I only took 2 because I thought a lot of people were going to take 2 and track position was king. And then it ended up just being me and my teammate taking 2. So that probably shot me in the foot a little bit, but still. I mean, we didn't go green enough, really, for it to matter at the end of the day.
Fair. All right, any shout-outs tonight?
Yeah, Maconi Setup Shop, as always. They give great pieces every single week. If you guys want a really, really good piece, I'd suggest this North Wilkesboro set that they have out in the next-gen car. That thing is a rocket. Give a shout-out to Brendan. He was up there all night, got collected in some stuff. We both had a shot at the 250. Came up just a little bit short for both of us. You guys for always doing what you guys do, and then shout out to the league for putting a $250 bounty out there on the All-Star race. That's pretty cool.
That is. You got it. Well, congratulations. That's Jordan Booth, our second place finisher of the night. But without further ado, let's move Mr. Travis Bennett into the broadcast booth. Travis is a little richer after all that.
Yeah, man. You can buy a lot of Waffle House samplers for the $250. I tell you that.
That's right.
I love it. Travis, you know what I found really interesting? You never changed tires that entire race. I'm on a tire kick tonight, but you never changed tires, and yet on that final lap, you ran your fastest lap of the race, and it was also the fastest lap of anyone in the race, 19.523. How did you do that on tires with 100 laps on them?
That's a really good question, man, because I definitely felt the opposite. And I was talking to some of the other guys that are on the same team as me, and I cranked some more rear brake into it, and I was down into the 30s. And maybe that was the difference. And with this independent rear suspension in this car, you're not going to get that attitude going into the corners, which you typically would with rear brakes. But it just didn't really respond too much. But apparently on paper it did. So hey, let's go. I'll take it.
Well, whatever you did, it worked. Congratulations.
Well, I
I
mean,
appreciate it.
yeah, I mean, you certainly proved what we were talking about at the beginning, that this race is about track position. You've got to have good track position and maintain it, which you certainly did, not only here, but you were super successful in your qualifier.
Yeah, man. I was just trying to play the defensive move there, and like I was telling some of the other guys at the end, the only thing I could have done is just keep on the bottom. Don't let anybody underneath you.
Well, congratulations on your finish. Any shout outs tonight?
I just everybody involved. Want to shout out to you guys. It's definitely fun watching the broadcast afterwards. Shout out to the league, man. There's not too many leagues that give out money like this, and pretty neat.
Absolutely. All right,
Yes,
folks.
sir.
There's your winner of tonight's iNRS All-Star Race. Mr. Travis Bennett finds himself a little bit more green in his pocket as we head towards next week. Travis, what do you think about Charlotte?
Oh, we're gonna win. Let's go. I'm on the roll. Let's go.
I like the confidence.
All right, that's your winner, Travis Bennett, here at North Wilkesboro. Folks, thanks for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of this event. We are here each and every Thursday night. Jeff, any parting words for tonight?
I was just very impressed with these guys. I don't get to broadcast this group with you every week, Rick, and they put on a great show tonight. I'll tell you, it was fun watching. They mixed it up. They weren't afraid to go back to the rubbing is racing challenge, but it was for the most part clean racing. You didn't see a lot of dirty racing at all, and clean racing but aggressive racing. And these guys put their heart and they left everything out on the track. I love it.
There you go. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Good night.